Between Black and White and their sequels, Black 2 and White 2, several new Pokemon forms were added to the game. In my left DS here, I have loaded my copy of Pokemon Black version, and then in my other 3DS, I have my copy of Pokemon Black version 2. So the question today is, what happens if you use a form that doesn't exist in the original Black and the original White against a player of one of those games? Sorry if I worded that incorrectly. It's a lot of information to process. So, I will be sending out Black Kyurem against my copy of Black in battle. Actually, this is White Kyurem. I forgot to change the order. Or did I forget to say the right form name? As you can see, it shows up as White Kyurem on the side of Black too, but on the side of Black it shows up as normal Kyurem. And keep in mind this is the same battle occurring at the same time. Something I find notable is it does not alter the... Does it alter the stats? I'd have to check on this. I should really compare that. I couldn't tell from just looking if it altered the stats or not. But what's even more incredible, Iceburn and Freeze Shock are coded into Black 2 and White 2. Like, as I'm about to show here. Notably, they updated the animation, though they have the same sound. I will now send out Black Kyurem on the side of Black 2. As you can see, it still says it has Terravolt. This is because Black 2 and White 2 treat them as Black Kyurem and White Kyurem respectively, but Black and White don't have those forms coded, so they have to use the information that the other game is sending them. Therefore, it looks like the opponent is using a hacked Kyurem rather than a Black Kyurem or White Kyurem. From here, I really can't tell if it adjusts the stats, but based on what I'm seeing, I think that it doesn't. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of another copy of Black 2 or White 2 to test it with. Just for fun, I will now show Freeze Shock's animation from the Black player's perspective. The version difference also causes a weird effect when they use Fusion Bolt or Fusion Flare, as shown here. Black Kyurem and White Kyurem have special animations for those moves in Black 2 and White 2 that would go better with their biology, but they didn't update it for Black and White due to the lack of game patching, which is why this occurs in the first place, where it looks like normal Kyurem from those games' perspective. You may be aware that newer games such as X and Y have what is called the Kalos rules, which prevents you from using Pokemon newly added in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with X and Y, and a similar thing for Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon. Well, back in the old generation where these games came out, that wasn't much of a problem because actually I don't know, like it should be fairly easy to just patch the game at the point of X and Y, so if anything, they should have had less of a problem. This same exact thing happens for Pokemon. The same exact thing happens for Pokemon Platinum when you send out Giratina Origin Form against Diamond or Pearl. It shows up as Giratina Origin Form from Platinum's side, but on Diamond and Pearl's side it interprets it as regular Giratina. Now, I will have to do a bit of testing out to see what happens if you have formed as a type change in Platinum, such as Shame and Sky form, that didn't exist in Diamond and Pearl. So that I will be testing out for certain. The reason I've turned up the volume on the DS with the Pokemon Black version inserted is because I wanted to show off something else I found interesting. If something of the black file can land a hit on that Kyurem to finish it off. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. My black 2 team is just that much better than my black team. Regardless, what I was trying to show off is that, the fused Kyurem showing up as normal Kyurem even makes a normal Kyurem sound on the perspective of the black player, but still makes the correct sound from the perspective of a black 2 or white 2 player. I will also be showing off the effects of trying to trade one of these Pokemon. Trying to select any new form introduced in Black 2 or White 2 will result in a message saying the Pokemon cannot be traded. This also applies to the legendary genies in their Therian forms, as well as Caldio Resolute, despite the latter being only a decorational form change. What do you think about form changes? Do you think they should patch the games for new form changes in the future? Or perhaps let you go in and have this happen, or outright ban them from battles with the older ones? Let me know in the comments how you think new alternate forms of new Pokemon should be handled in the future.